Welcome back to The Explainer. So have you ever felt like your brain is just running like an old PC with way too many tabs open? Today, we're doing a complete forensic audit of the human mind. We're looking at some seriously fascinating source material about the architecture of mental delusion and the idea of doing a deep mental system restore. And I promise you, by the end of this, the way you look at your daily decisions, your goals, and even your own personality is going to be completely flipped on its head. Okay, let's dive into this.
I want to ask you something right out of the gate. Do you know who is actually running your life? Most of us would immediately say, well, I am, obviously. We totally believe we're the CEO of our own daily choices, but the source material completely challenges that assumption. It plunges us straight into the idea of the unknown runner. What if you're actually just a passenger in a vehicle driven by high-speed habits and deeply ingrained biological pressures? What if the person you think you are is actually a kind of hallucination?
This brings us to a really devastating concept: existential amnesia. The text actually describes humans as blind wanderers. Think about it. We show up in this life, we adopt a cultural script, go to school, get a career, build a family, leave a legacy, and we just start running. We lunge toward these sensory hits, desperately trying to fill a hollow space that, structurally speaking, just can't be filled. We're basically a solution looking for a problem in all the wrong places. We operate on a completely borrowed script of fabricated purposes, and we never even stop to question the underlying mechanics of what we actually desire. I mean, look at your own daily routine. How much of it is literally just you running a script someone else handed you? And this brilliantly illustrates why we are so blind to this. It's not a lack of intelligence or a lack of facts, it's a perceptual filter. Imagine delusion, or what the text calls vidya, as wearing a pair of blue glasses. If you've had them strapped to your face since birth, you'd believe the entire world is literally just blue. You wouldn't even realize it's just the lens doing that. So the goal here isn't to try and paint this blue world a different color. No way. The goal is to simply realize you're wearing glasses in the first place. Once you identify that filter, you can finally see reality for what it actually is, completely free of that color-coded overlay created by your ego.
Let's make this super practical. Imagine you're sitting in a really basic Toyota, and then you sit in a luxury Mercedes-Benz. What are you actually touching in either car? Just raw, neutral matter, right? Plastic, metal, a bit of leather. The physical world itself is just neutral material surfaces, but our mental fabrication, that blue glass overlay we just talked about, man, it works at lightning speed. It automatically slaps labels like greed or status or high value onto these totally neutral surfaces. We completely mistake the buggy software overlay in our minds for the raw, neutral hardware of the physical world. So that brings us to section 1, the forensic audit and uncovering the hidden baseline. Because if we're all walking around wearing these blue glasses just chasing fabricated value on neutral surfaces, the absolute only way to wake up is to execute a clinical mentality strip down. We have to run a forensic audit on our own character.
The source material actually breaks our fabricated persona down into 4 distinct structural layers, working from the outside in. Layer 1 is the social actor. That's the polite, performative mask we all wear just to get public validation. Underneath that is Layer 2, our program goals. These are your ambitions, like getting that promotion or buying real estate, which really just serve as the engine to keep that public mask running. Then, Layer 3 is the intervening frames. This is that borrowed script of cultural, ethical, and family rules that completely bury your true nature. And finally, if you strip all of that away, you don't find some perfectly peaceful soul at Layer 4. What you find is the raw, chaotic baseline. It's basically a biological laboratory of 6 sensory ports: sights, sounds, smells, tastes, touches, and thoughts. And it is all being operated by a highly addicted driver.
So the crucial point is exactly what the source material bluntly points out. The respectable outer layers exist explicitly to mask and hide this raw, burning addiction. That calm exterior, the respectable job, your polite manners, they aren't the real you. They are a containment program. Deep inside, right beneath those layers, there is a hidden monologue running 24/7. It's constantly whispering, grab this, escape that, chase this gratification. We spend our entire lives building this massive external scaffolding of wealth and reputation just to secretly satisfy the burning cravings of those raw sensory ports, all while we pretend we're just being normal, successful citizens.
Now for section 2, the external signal and the Kalyana Mitha. Because here is the truly terrifying part about all of this. A system running on corrupted code absolutely cannot fix itself from the inside. The mind cannot break this loop from within its own borrowed script. We need a massive disruption from the outside. We need an external signal.
And that's where the Kalyana Mitta comes in. Now, while this term technically translates to spiritual friend, please don't think of them as some moral buddy who pats you on the back and helps you patch up your social mask. Not at all. The Kalyanamitta is a systems auditor. They are someone who has already deconstructed the universal mechanics of the mind. And the wild part? They don't actually care about your personality. They look straight past it, directly at your system architecture. They act as a universal mirror, holding up the brutal, unvarnished truth to completely strip away the blue glass of your ego.
To pull this off, the Kalyanamitta performs a highly clinical, multi-step diagnostic intervention. Step 1, they locate your baseline. They slice right through your cultural frames to expose what's really playing out in your internal theater. Step 2, they clarify the apparatus. They explain that you're equipped with this sixth sensory architecture that is meant to simply observe perception, not just hoard paper currency and status. Step 3, they isolate the default error. They show you, logically, that endlessly expanding your money and status is never, ever going to cure that core craving. And step 4, they deliver the operational exit, the blueprint. They hand you the hard data, completely forcing you to step out of the borrowed script and observe your own machinery for yourself.
But wait, there's a fifth diagnostic point, and it completely shatters our conventional approach to self-improvement. The Kalyanamitta exposes what is called the suppression lock, the boiling engine. They show you that merely white-knuckling your way through life, trying to maintain a good character and protect your social status, it's a doomed strategy.
Now, what's really interesting about this is the mechanical failure of that suppression lock. Think about it. Hiding raw lust, greed, and burning desires behind a wall of respectability is fundamentally broken. Sure, your external persona might appear perfectly calm and controlled to the rest of society, but your internal system, it's boiling. It is literally boiling under the intense pressure of all those unaddressed cravings. This spiritual friend, this auditor, forces you to realize an undeniable truth. Hiding a fire behind a high-status facade doesn't put the fire out. It just cooks the machine from the inside out.
Which leads us to section 3, the system restore, and the final pivot. Because once the Kalyanamitta has held up that mirror, and you've finally witnessed your own boiling engine, that's when you are ready for the restore. Your old character has been proven to be a total hallucination.
Let's look at how this builds into our ultimate realization. On one hand, you have the default human condition, gaining gratification. This is the mirage. This is spending your entire life cycle exhausted, stressing over jobs, stressing over societal positioning, just to blindly stimulate those six sensory ports. It's a game you literally can never win. But on the other hand, the alternative is the purpose pivot, final cessation, the audit. You suddenly realize you weren't born into this human form to endlessly chase a mirage. You are here to perform the final audit, to completely deconstruct the code of perception, to finally stop the machine and experience true relief. The architecture of your mental delusion has been fully exposed here. We've mapped out the fabricated layers, we've revealed that boiling engine, and we've finally seen the neutral reality sitting right beneath that blue glass filter. So really, the only thing left to ask yourself is this: are you ready to take off the blue glasses, stop running the containment program, and finally step out of the borrowed script? Thanks for joining me on this explainer. Keep questioning the baseline, and I'll catch you next time.